Leva, leva. Sobe, sobe, sobe. Cambalhota, cambalhota. Vai, 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 vai. Sobe, sobe.
So today I'm going to show you how to do a rolling Kimura to bypass a guard. I used this recently at a competition, successfully, was able to get the submission. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. As always, this is my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Oh, hold on a second, I don't have my phone. I know you guys love this. Let's get started. I recently had a tournament. I was in a situation where I was playing up against a guy, really tough guard. So he had really good open guard, and I was having a lot of trouble getting past him. And so this is one of the moves that I kind of throw into the mix when I have trouble getting past someone's guard. It's just a fun move to throw into the mix. You know, and a lot of times, you know, if you do it right and do it the way I'm going to show you, sometimes you might catch and be able to use it. So from this position, he was in De La Riva, I broke the grip, and then I got wrist control. And this is gonna be the first key to it. I'll talk more about this from here and kind of why I'm doing it this way. From here, I dove through and got the lock. Now, he was still catching my leg. I used this foot simply to kick off. And then when I came up, I put the arm down and did, it's a tricky Kimura where I'll do it from the side, right here, and when I do it, I drive the elbow into the shoulder, lift up. Now let me break that down for you a little bit. So De La Riva guard was a good position. I broke the grip. Now I control wrist, okay? And what I was doing is just keeping that wrist pinned back here, okay? Now from here, at this point, what I've got to do is I've got to do a big old front roll, okay? And so from here, and then as we roll through, we get the bite and get the catch on the figure four. Now sometimes you might hold on to something, that's no problem, kick. Now here's the key, if you're gonna come up and finish this with a Kimura, we don't wanna let him get the hand back, so you wanna immediately get it down and come down. Now when we finish this Kimura, this is a different one, this is not your traditional Kimura. I use this a lot of times from positions where they grab their belt or something, or grab their gi. I'll pull the arm out and I'll dig my forearm down and then lift this up, and I can still get the finish here. So here, driving this forearm down, lifting this one up, and then the same motion that you would use to finish a Kimura. Boom, okay? And then from that, I was actually out like this, which you can finish. Another cool place to use this same movement, because I mean, it's a really simple movement, is from half guard. So sometimes if you're in a good half guard position, where you're fighting this battle, what I'll do is I'll pin this hand right here to the hip here. And a lot of times he's on his side, he's trying to stay up here, this kind of thing, but I'll pin the hand to the hip. This opens up a gap. Same thing, I'll dive through and catch on the fly. And then from here, pull out. And then at this point, I'll try to finish up. Sometimes you'll get lucky, the guy comes up, you know, we take the back, that kind of thing. A lot of times a good guy won't, and then you'll have to come up and work from this position. Here's a couple details on it that might be important to you. First things first, when I set this up, whether it's from the De La Riva or half guard, I control the wrist first and I don't try to get the Kimura. Like in this position, I don't like to get the Kimura and then roll through. And the reason why is if I get the Kimura grip here, a lot of times guys are way more aware. They're way more conscious that they need to defend this arm. But in this situation here, I'll just kind of keep this arm down, and then, you know, he's kind of fighting different stuff, and then we just dive through. And I'm already here once the figure four is locked and he's aware of it. Okay, another thing is, if we're playing from the De La Riva, I want to be driving this knee forward. If I'm going to set this up, obviously this is a no-no for De La Riva anyway, if I'm on top, but I want to drive forward here. So this way, as I go, that leg stays loose. If I try to roll through and this leg's tangled up like this, I can't dive. So I need to make sure this De La Riva hook, you see this right here? I need to make sure this De La Riva hook is kind of cleared out of the way. If it's deep in there like this, you're not rolling anywhere. But if I'm here, it's clear, and then that allows me to do that forward roll. And then from the half guard, if I'm gonna set it up from half guard, very important is I get my knee over top of his knee. So if you ever play knee shield, right? A lot of times this kind of position here, with this bottom leg free, this is bad for me, okay? It makes it very hard for me to reach because his hips can turn. But once I step over here, if I get over top like this, when I start to reach, he can't stay with me because that bottom leg's locked in place. And so if I set this up from this rolling position, or the rolling Kimura from this half guard position, even if he has a knee shield, I'm not really worried about it. I can still dive through and go. So I teach that sometimes to my guys as a way, one, to throw something kind of funky into the mix. I mean, all you're really doing is you're combining a front roll with a Kimura and then whatever else happens from there. But at the same time, you can use it as a way to bypass the guard. So instead of going through the guard passing battle, you can basically jump over it. Now again, it's not a super high percentage move, but it's something fun to throw into the mix. And it's, again, even if you can't pass the guard super effectively, if you get good at just getting that cash in that Kimura, it leads to back takes, it can lead to some submissions and arm bars and things like that. So give that a try. Big key is just make sure that we're in good position before we go for it. If you're standing up in the De La Hiva, that knee's out, killing the De La Hiva hook. If you're in half guard, you're making sure that that knee's pinched and that knee is behind you. So when you're on your knees, their knees tucked in there so they don't have the ability to stop you. So guys, hopefully that's helpful to you. I'm finished. Adam?
Adam.